I think the reality is she's coming from a place, right? We don't know her upbringing. We don't know. She didn't have the beginning that you may have had or I have had. You know what I'm saying? And so this is where she's at right now. Yeah. And I'm grateful for her being right here, right now. Yeah.
Hi guys, so today we are reviewing a video from Trackstarz. They are responding to an acceptance speech by Teyana Taylor. It was a beautiful speech. They shared a few viewpoints, and you know what? Some of them I agree with, some of them I disagree with. And that's okay. I'm going to be sharing an unpopular opinion, I can only imagine, but I want to set the tone now that it is still all through love. Saying it with love. All right, let's get into the video.
So, hey guys, serious question. When did we as Christians become so soft and so passive and hesitant on calling out things that we just see as a red flag or is not for us? When did this happen? Well, in this video, I want to react to Trackstarz. They were reacting to Teyana Taylor's speech. And they said a few things that I just didn't agree with. And it's talking points that I hear from a lot of other Christians, so I wanted to address it. Now, I'm not going to include the full video or Tam Taylor's speech. To sum it up, Teyana Taylor did a beautiful acceptance speech. She read from the Bible and spoke on her faith and how God has blessed her tremendously, and he doesn't play about her. You know, it's one of those, I'm his favorite, you know, he loves me and he's opened doors for me and closed doors I shouldn't go through. It was to just kind of sum it up. It was a beautiful speech. I didn't really dig too deep into it, but that's what they're reacting to, right? I'm going to show you some clips and we'll respond thereafter.
When I saw it, I was like, something didn't hit me right.
The prayer.
Yeah. It was like, you don't play about me, right?
Okay.
You don't play about me. But I didn't hear her saying anything, the things that she does, you know, as far as the roles she takes and things like that. She said, you close these doors, but then I'm like, okay, I would expect to go and find her doing these, you know, upstanding roles. And I was just seeing a lot of stuff that I was like, oh, this is what she's known for? Okay. It just threw me.
So what if, I don't know when this happened, but what if this is a new thing for her?
It could be. It could be. Like
a few moments later.
What is this, honey? Oh, the ghetto. The ghetto. The ghetto.
I'm saying, I was trying to go back and figure out, like, does she talk about God in any other platforms or in interviews and things like that? I didn't have time for that. But what I did see was just so alarming. I was just like, oh, wow.
So I think the reaction you're having is, if this is what she really believes, and it is recent, maybe it's recent, wouldn't you then scrub all the nonsense off your social media? Is that what you're saying?
I would think so. I think a lot of people do that. I think a lot of people, I mean, I know a lot of people who've come to Christ and they are like, oh, let me get rid of all the ratchet stuff that I did, or let me, you know, change my Instagram page and just stuff like that. And I'm not sure if people are willing to do that because of, you know, the residual checks, the royalties that are attached to a lot of this stuff. Like, she has a music video. It was 5 years ago, but it was the first video that popped up, and it was a music video where it was a strip club thing, but all the people that were stripping were transvestites. And I was like, yeah, whoa.
What did you say, 5 years ago?
It was 5 years ago, but it's still up. And so I'm saying, like, you know, you're still making royalties off of this stuff. You're still getting money. So I was just confused as to, you know, how
she may be more of a liberal Christian, honestly. She may be like a, when I say liberal Christian, more progressive Christianity, like more like open to LGBT and different things, but she still believes in Jesus.
So I definitely agree with the assessment that Ryan made of Teyana Taylor. Oh God, I hope his name is Ryan. I definitely agree. His opinion is basically just like her actions don't match her words. She says that she's Christian, she follows Christ, she read a beautiful passage, but like you're still profiting off of the vulgar videos that you've made online, or you know, music videos where you're naked or dancing with transvestites and all this other stuff. Your actions don't align with what you're saying. And I don't think there's anything wrong with calling stuff like that out. I think that we need to start holding people accountable, especially people that say that they're Christians or are followers of Christ. And the opinion that you might have and that the other people on that panel had is who are we to judge? Shouldn't we just be glad that she's picking up a Bible in the first place? No. That's why we have all these new age Christians that have twisted the word of God into believing that, oh, it's okay if you're LGBT. It's okay if you leave your partner because they ain't stepping up to the plate. It's okay to. No, it's not.
So there's always something that Christians could like tear apart in us, right?
Amen.
What we're hoping for with you, me, all of us, Teyana Taylor, everybody, is that God, they've surrendered, and God is starting to say,
yeah, for sure.
He gets to say, well, what about this?
Yeah.
Well, what about that right there?
Yeah.
And hopefully that over time will. The problem is though, is that she's in the industry that reinforces, this is okay.
Yeah.
This is okay. All that stuff is okay. You being naked is okay. You know? Yeah. So it's hard. That's why I think it's hard for a rich man and then a celebrity, especially in our culture today, to come to Christ, because there's so much telling you that this is how you have to be.
I'm going to pause it right there just to comment real quick. For the example that they just gave, which is a celebrity is oftentimes more enabled with their toxic ways and committing a lot of these sins because they have enablers around them. They have yes men around them. So to that point, it's more important for you than the average person to have that. This is not what you're supposed to be doing. This is not right. This is not godly. This is not of Christ. You should probably think about changing your ways when it comes to how you perform or how you dress or this and that. Maybe you shouldn't be half naked every single time you go to the award show. Maybe you are that much more in need of direction than the next person. And honestly, it leads me to the next point, which is we live in an era where nobody wants direction. Everybody is above approach. And if you do try to give somebody direction, it's insulting. Like, like, all due respect, let's get over ourselves. If you got a bunch of people telling you that you're dressing like a thought, then maybe you should take some consideration into it and say, maybe I should change the way I dress. Are they saying it out of love or are they just trying to be nasty? Well, that's for God to judge. If they're trying to be nasty and they're trying to be, disrespectful, then they will be dealt with. But if a bunch of people are coming to you and saying you smell, maybe you should do something about it. A bunch of people are coming up to you and saying you are a bad influence on our youth. Maybe it's worth looking into. That's all I'm saying.
Real growth, transformational growth. And so I feel like as Christians, we got to do better at we'll pull apart something quick. You feel me? And not saying that's what you did. But you get what I'm saying? We'll look, and it goes back to that Jamal Bryant clip, all of it. We're going to always be this tick for tat. And until we look at ourselves and we look at our heart, man, if we don't transform our heart for Christ and really live and really fear God, all of what we say and what we think about people won't matter, because when God come back, you're going to be like, man, I thought, and then it'd be you and Lil Nas X at the same line. You feel me?
From what you see, the gentleman on the left and the young woman on the right, they share the opinion of who are we to judge? We have to show these people grace, and none of us are perfect, right? So the reason why I disagree with this stance is because if you love someone, you want what's best for them, then you do give them direction. There's nothing wrong with saying, yo, that ain't right over there. Now, I will say, like I said earlier, we need to introduce shame back into the equation. I am from Ethiopia. Ethiopia is not perfect. One thing I used to resent, but now I appreciate deeply, is the fact that growing up in an Ethiopian community, there's certain things that most of us will never do because of the fear of bringing shame back into our community, bringing shame to our family. I can't be known for going around and getting around, partying and stuff like that. Because if my mom finds out, oh my God, it's over for me. And if the community finds out, I'm going to bring shame back into my family. You get what I'm saying? So you carry yourself a certain way. You live yourself, you walk a certain way. And especially if you're back home, like if you're going to walk down the street with booty shorts in a neighborhood that your family's from, people will tell you, like,
get out of here. Get out of here, man.
A lot of these people have twisted what it even means to be Christian. There's a term called New Age Christians, and it's basically them picking and choosing what they want from the Bible. It's okay to be LGBT. It's okay to leave your partner and break up a happy home just because your partner isn't satisfying you. You know, do you be a city girl? And as long as you're, a good person at heart, then God will forgive you. Well, these are things that are not true, first of all. It's okay to walk out showing your cleavage with booty shorts on. God accepts you as you are. Come as you are. First of all, no, the Bible speaks on how we're supposed to carry ourselves as a woman. The Bible speaks on the importance of a family structure. The Bible speaks clearly on LGBT, same-sex relationships. The Bible speaks on all this. You see, I think a lot of the Christians that bring up topics like this, they have a stance of like, who cares, why does it matter, and stuff like that. I think if you look around, you'll see why it matters. I think if you look at certain groups, you'll see that they've been so enabled that they have completely gone off the deep end. If you look at LGBT, when they first started fighting for their right to live or their right to be in a relationship with each other, or just coming out to be proud to, I don't know what they're fighting for, but when they first started coming out and being more outspoken and more vocal, I think majority of the people were just like, you know what, let them live their life however they want. Let's just not judge them, show them grace, right? And then now it's gone to a point where you see a lot of perversion when especially during their Pride Month, all you see is just perversion. You see nudity, you see promiscuity, you see it being shoved in our faces, especially kids, so because we must teach our kids to love this and accept this. You see this with feminism. It started off with women fighting for equality, and now it's grown from that to women's right to have sex as freely as they want. Women should be able to leave a relationship whenever they want, even if it means a marriage and kids, and women should be able to have an abortion even though that child is half the others, and it means you're getting rid of a human life. Like, it's all these things have gone off the deep end, and I think if us as Christians aren't going to continue to be lackluster and passive, then all we're going to do is destroy this nation that was originally founded on Christian values in the first place. We need to be a little bit more vocal. That doesn't mean condemn people when they live a certain way. I just mean that we need to be more vocal. Well, let's start introducing shame back into the equation. There's nothing wrong with that. That's why right now we live in a shameless time.
In conclusion, I know this is a very unpopular opinion, and the three of you watching are probably very upset right now, but that's okay. And no, I don't think that because she's a celebrity, we should bite our tongues even more and just allow her to make these mistakes until she figures it out on her own. I think because she's a celebrity, because she has so much influence over the public, over our youth especially, it's a valid reason why we need to speak up a little bit more. As Christians, if you see someone that is doing something destructive to themselves or to others, then yes, absolutely, we should speak up. We need to stop being so passive and be a little bit more vocal. Again, maybe if we were doing this and behaving like this, we would be able to look around and see a nation that we recognize. Thank you so much for watching my video, guys. I want to hear what you guys think. So like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you guys think down below.